At the site of the leak, there was pure oil all over the ground almost immediately.
Our first look now at the ruptured pipeline that caused West Michigan's oil spill. This as the National Transportation Safety Board releases a timeline of just how the whole thing happened. Here's what we know. NTSB investigators say Enbridge had scheduled a pipeline shutdown last Sunday around 6 in the evening. Monitors watching the pipeline saw a drop in pressure but thought it was a normal part of that closure, and it still could have been. It was 4 in the morning Monday that the company reopened that pipeline. Problems were noticed and it was closed again at 8.
This new information comes as people in Marshall and Battle Creek are given an opportunity to hear directly from those in charge of managing the oil spill.
24-hour News 8's Tony Tagliavia is live in Marshall right now after sitting in that meeting. Tony, what was it like?
Good evening, Susie and Brian. The meeting was actually very polite. People actually clapped after getting information from government officials at times, but that doesn't mean that people didn't have questions. They did, and they were able to ask.
It was part of our life as far as this quality of life, and that's all gone right now. You can't use it.
His kids and his grandkids have played in the pond near the Ceresco Dam. Jim Hunsaker is confident that won't be happening again anytime soon. He knows when it will be cleaned up is a tough question to answer, but he does want to know a little bit about how the cleanup will happen.
They're just studying it to see what they can do.
While government representatives were answering questions inside, Enbridge was answering questions outside. Gary Wager of the Kalamazoo River Cleanup Coalition got to talk directly to the Enbridge president and CEO. Wager is concerned about oil going further downriver, interacting with existing pollutants.
He answered very forthrightly that they've made every effort, and they think successfully, to contain the oil above Morrow Dam.
The Cleanup Coalition director says he was happy to hear there will be tests to check the water downstream. For Ellen and Joyce Ellier, a couple we met last week as they were leaving their home in the evacuation area, the question is simple.
Is it safe, and when can we come home?
The answer is officials aren't sure yet. The so-called red zone or recommended evacuation area has not expanded, but it hasn't gotten smaller either. Calhoun County's health officer says levels of benzene are decreasing, but there's still reason for concern. Even if the Elliers can come home soon, an EPA official made it clear tonight the cleanup crews won't be leaving.
We're going to be here for months, not weeks, cleaning this thing up.
The Elliers say the toughest thing is the uncertainty. They're able to stay with relatives, and that's not too bad, but they just want to know when they can come home. We'll be staying in touch with health officials as they monitor the air quality to see when it's safe for people to come home. Live in Marshall, Tony Tagliavia, 24-hour News 8.